Chapter 1, The Call of Earth. I am Aelia, living on Earth in the year 5020. In that era, Earth was no longer the familiar place we once knew. Environmental collapse, resource depletion, humanity had to seek a new home, or face extinction. On this day, I sat by the window in my home, gazing at the desolate landscape outside, my heart heavy. Outside the window lay a desert, what was once a bustling city, now reduced to ruins. I couldn't stand idly by any longer, I had to take action. I donned a heavy protective suit, donning an oxygen mask, and stepped out of my home. The city streets were devoid of the bustling crowds, only remnants and overgrown structures remained. I got into a dilapidated car, started it, and headed towards the headquarters of the Earth United Government. In the lobby of the government building, I saw my friend Katerina, one of Earth's leaders, a staunch advocate for survival. "Aelia, you're here," she looked at me, her face filled with concern. "The condition of Earth is getting worse, we must find a new planet for humanity to survive." I nodded, well aware of the situation. We needed to find a new home, but this mission wouldn't be easy. We've already dispatched space probes to various star systems in search of a habitable planet for humans. However, so far, we haven't found a suitable place. Katerina's face showed a hint of helplessness. "We can't wait any longer, Katerina," I said to her, my eyes filled with determination. "We need a bolder plan." Katerina nodded, understanding my meaning. We needed to assemble an exploration team and venture deep into the cosmos to find a new home. It was a dangerous adventure, but we had no other choice. "We're going to start preparing this expedition," Katerina announced. "We will find a new planet, we must ensure the survival of Earth's descendants." We stood by the window of the government building, gazing at the distant stars. Chapter 2, Journey Through the Stars. We began preparing the expedition, gathering a team of the finest scientists, engineers, and astronauts. We called this team the Stellar Journey. At our headquarters, we made countless preparations for this mission, selecting the most advanced spacecraft, named the New Hope. On a clear day, I stood in front of the cockpit of the New Hope, watching our team board the spacecraft one by one. Katerina walked up to me, her face a mix of worry and anticipation. "This is an adventure, Aelia," she said softly to me. "We don't know what we'll face, but we must try." I nodded, my feelings complex. We were leaving Earth, the planet our ancestors had lived on for thousands of years. Everything about the future was uncertain. The spacecraft's engines roared to life, and we gradually left Earth's orbit. We entered the cosmos, the infinite darkness, stars twinkling around us, lighting our path. Our spacecraft was designed as a self-sustaining miniature ecosystem. We had to live and work in space until we found a habitable planet for humans. Inside the spacecraft, our team worked closely together, becoming a family. I met an engineer named Mark, an expert on the spacecraft's engines. We spent a lot of time in the expansive workspace aboard the ship. "Aelia, have you ever thought about what we'll do if we don't find a new planet?" Mark asked, furrowing his brow. I stopped my work and looked at him. "We can't lose hope, Mark. We will find it, we have to. If we give up, everything on Earth will disappear." Mark nodded, determination shining in his eyes. We all knew this was a life-or-death journey, but we couldn't give up. We had to fight for Earth, for the future of humanity. As time passed, we traversed the vastness of interstellar space, but we still hadn't found a suitable planet. At the window of the spacecraft, I often stared out into the endless universe, contemplating our goals, missing the landscapes of Earth. It was a lonely and perilous journey, but we had to persevere. Chapter 3, Interstellar Adventures. Our stellar journey continued for months, but we still hadn't found a suitable planet. In this boundless universe, stars twinkled around us, seemingly mocking our insignificance. Our spirits grew increasingly disheartened, and morale declined. One day, while we were in the spacecraft's conference room, discussing our next move, a strong gravitational force suddenly pulled us. The spacecraft shook violently, and we felt fear grip us. "What's happening?" I asked loudly, tapping my fingers on the conference table. Our monitors showed us gradually approaching a massive black hole. Mark's face turned pale, and he quickly operated the controls, trying to escape the black hole's gravitational field. But no matter how hard we tried, it seemed impossible to resist the black hole's power. "We're being pulled in," Mark shouted, and our spacecraft was mercilessly swallowed by the black hole. In that moment, we were surrounded by the strange force of the black hole. We felt our bodies become as light as a feather, and it seemed as though space and time were warping. Our expressions were filled with fear, but we couldn't make a sound, only helplessly gazing at the vortex of the black hole. Eternal minutes passed, and suddenly, we were ejected from the black hole, our spacecraft spinning uncontrollably, plummeting towards an unfamiliar planet. "Quick, try to stabilize the spacecraft," I ordered loudly, and our team worked together tensely, trying to regain control of the spacecraft. The spacecraft eventually crash-landed on a foreign planet's open plain, and when we emerged from the spacecraft, we immediately began inspecting its condition. It looked extremely dire. Mark and other engineers carefully examined the various systems of the fleet. "Aelia, we have a major problem," Mark's voice sounded urgent. "The spacecraft's engines are severely damaged, we can't return to Earth." I felt a heavy heart. This was our worst fear come true. Trapped on this alien planet, unable to return to Earth, we had to survive here. "We have to find a way to repair the spacecraft," I told Mark, trying to stay composed. "We can't stay here forever." Mark nodded, and then he and the other scientists began working on repairing the spacecraft. We went through countless difficult moments, but we kept encouraging each other, believing that as long as we worked together, we could overcome the challenges. As we continued repairing the spacecraft, we started to explore this planet. We discovered peculiar plants and animals, some of which seemed to possess supernatural abilities. The planet was full of mysteries, and we grew deeply intrigued by it. One night, as we were exploring, we sat by a campfire, savoring the stored food from our spacecraft. Katerina looked up at the stars, her eyes filled with contemplation. "Perhaps we don't need to rush back to Earth," she said. "This planet seems to have many unknown resources and possibilities. We can build a new home here, giving Earth's descendants a chance." We fell into deep thought. Returning to Earth was hopeless, and this planet might offer us new hope. While our spacecraft couldn't fly back to Earth, it was still a valuable resource that could help us survive on this unknown planet. We decided to continue repairing the spacecraft while delving deeper into the mysteries of this planet. As we explored this unfamiliar planet, we continuously discovered astonishing things. It was teeming with unique plants and animals, some of which had incredible special abilities. We ventured into dense forests filled with towering trees and wondrous flowers, each emitting captivating radiance. "This planet is brimming with vitality," I said to Katerina as we stopped in front of a botanical masterpiece. "These plants don't look anything like those on Earth. They might have different ecosystems and energy cycles." Katerina crouched down, carefully examining the flowers, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Perhaps these organisms can provide us with a solution to the spacecraft's problems." We decided to collect samples and conduct more in-depth research. Beside a lake on the planet, we discovered a type of aquatic grass emitting a peculiar glow. Upon closer examination, we found that this grass could produce an astonishing energy source. "This might be the key to repairing the spacecraft," Mark exclaimed with excitement. We decided to extract energy using this aquatic grass, hoping it could help repair the spacecraft's engines. At night, we sat by the campfire, sharing our discoveries. We began to develop a deep connection to this planet. It became our new home, and we were willing to work tirelessly to survive here. "Perhaps this planet is the turning point of our destiny," I said to Katerina, our gaze fixed on the stars in the night sky. "We can't return to Earth, but we can build a new civilization here, and the seeds of hope still exist." Chapter 4, Guardians of Chitara Planet. Our exploration of this planet never ceased, bringing new wonders and challenges every day. During a particularly special expedition, we found ourselves in a mysterious forest, where towering trees loomed overhead, and the vegetation was dense, with sunlight filtering through the gaps in the leaves, creating beautiful patterns of light and shadow. As we ventured through this forest with curiosity, a fierce storm suddenly struck, breaking branches and pouring rain upon us. We hastily sought shelter, but a sudden landslide disoriented us. I was struck by a branch and lost consciousness from the pain. When I woke up, I found myself in an unfamiliar place. The scenery around me seemed to belong to another world, with towering ancient trees, colorful flowers swaying in the gentle breeze. Katerina and Mark were lying beside me, clearly injured. "Aelia, you're awake," Katerina's voice came from nearby, and I saw her surrounded by a group of strangely dressed extraterrestrial beings. These extraterrestrials had unusual skin colors, clearly the native inhabitants of this planet. One of them approached, wearing a friendly smile, but we couldn't understand their language. "What do you call this planet?" I cautiously asked, hoping for mutual understanding. The extraterrestrials seemed to grasp my question and began communicating through gestures and simple language. We gradually learned that this planet was called Chitara, and these beings were the guardians of Chitara planet. They had found us injured and brought us to this ancient forest, using their unique abilities to heal us. One of the extraterrestrial guardians, named Zara, with emerald eyes and silver-white hair, sat in the spacecraft's command center as our team gathered around her, curious. Our tribal history spans centuries, Zara began to narrate, her voice gentle and full of emotion. Chitara planet is our home, where our ancestors established a thriving society. We have deep love for this land and have been protecting it from external threats. Mark asked her, curiosity in his voice, "How do you protect this planet?" Zara smiled and replied, "We understand Chitara's ecosystem, how to coexist harmoniously with nature. We not only safeguard the ecological balance of the planet but also care for every life. We believe that by respecting and nurturing nature, we can forever preserve this beautiful home." We began to ask Zara and her fellow guardians about the ecology and flora of Chitara planet, and they were more than willing to share their knowledge. Their words were filled with passion for the planet, and we could sense their deep affection for Chitara. Katerina remarked, her voice filled with sentiment, "This planet is so beautiful, and we feel honored to be a part of it." Zara nodded in agreement, "We are honored to have you here as well. We believe you will become guardians of Chitara, working with us to protect this planet." Our conversation with Zara deepened our emotional connection to Chitara planet, and we began to see it as our new home. Chapter 5, A New Beginning. In our new life on Chitara planet, we decided to find work as a way to integrate into the community. We closely connected with the extraterrestrial tribes and shared our knowledge and skills. They, in turn, were eager to collaborate, strengthening our bonds. We were not just allies, we became friends. One morning, we were invited to a special ceremony by a young leader of the tribe named Alice. The ceremony took place in a mysterious valley surrounded by towering trees and exotic plants. Curiosity in her voice, Katerina asked Alice, "What kind of ceremony is this?" Alice responded, "This is our tribe's gratitude ceremony, where we express our thanks to nature for all it provides. We hope you can participate and experience the magic of Chitara." The ceremony began, and we witnessed how the extraterrestrial guardians interacted with nature. Their songs and music were filled with power and emotion. Their instruments, made from plants, produced enchanting melodies. The drums sounded like heartbeats, and the flute echoed through the valley. We were enveloped by the music, feeling as if we were embraced by nature itself. At the climax of the ceremony, we watched as the extraterrestrial guardians danced gracefully, their movements blending seamlessly with the music. Their dance seemed to tell the story of the planet, and we were captivated, joining in the dance, to express our love for Chitara. As the ceremony concluded, we exchanged thoughts and feelings with the tribe members. "It was a marvelous experience," Mark said to Alice. "We hope to contribute our technology to help protect the ecological balance of this planet." Alice nodded with a smile, "We appreciate your assistance, and we look forward to working together. Here, we are not just allies but friends." We began to find our place on Chitara planet, participating in ecological conservation and plant research. Our spacecraft became a platform for sharing knowledge and resources with the extraterrestrial guardians, solidifying our partnership. Chapter 6: A Planet's Ailment. As we were settling into our new life on Chi-Terra planet, a disturbing situation began to unfold. On Chi-Terra planet, an incredible illness had started spreading, and the most heart-wrenching aspect was that it primarily affected the young children. When we discovered this phenomenon, the entire extraterrestrial tribe fell into silence and helplessness. We saw a mother named Ellen, cradling her young son, Kevin, with a pale face and tears streaming down her cheeks. Kevin, a tiny figure in her arms, was in great pain, his face pale, suffering from a high fever. Trembling, Ellen said, "Kevin is in so much pain, I don't know what to do," and the doctors couldn't find a cure. Our scientists analyzed this illness, but its origin remained a mystery. Katerina watched Ellen with compassion and said, "We will do everything in our power to help you find a solution, Ellen." Mark also joined the conversation. "We will use our technology and knowledge, exploring every possible treatment method." Ellen nodded, tears still in her eyes. "Thank you. This is the greatest challenge our tribe has ever faced." Over the next few weeks, our scientists worked tirelessly, attempting various methods to combat this mysterious illness. We studied the planet's ecosystem, its plants and animals, hoping to find a clue. However, the threat of the illness continued to intensify. We saw the young children becoming extremely fatigued, unable to maintain their normal vitality, often requiring extended periods of rest. Their body temperature spiked, their fevers burning, and they struggled to breathe with every labored breath. Their skin became pale, dry, and sometimes even developed rashes, and their appetite almost disappeared. During this time, the adults of the extraterrestrial tribe stood vigil at the children's bedsides, praying for their recovery. The entire tribe was filled with a sense of mourning and helplessness. We could only do our utmost, working alongside the extraterrestrial guardians to find a solution and alleviate the suffering caused by this illness. Chapter 7: Journey Underground. In the face of the mysterious illness, we knew we had to embark on a deeper exploration to find a cure. The extraterrestrial guardians and ourselves decided to undertake an underground journey together to search for a certain mysterious plant that was rumored to hold the key to treating the illness. We ventured through dense forests, crossed majestic mountains, and finally reached an uncharted underground world. This subterranean world was filled with mysterious vegetation and exotic creatures, and we had to explore it with caution. Katerina led the way, her scientist's instincts scanning the plants around us, hoping to find the plant we needed. In this strange and wondrous place, the planet's ecosystem seemed even more diverse, with every leaf potentially containing unknown secrets. Suddenly, a young member of the extraterrestrial guardians, named Eric, stopped in his tracks, carefully observing a peculiar plant growing on the ground. His face lit up with excitement. "Katerina, I think I've found the plant we've been looking for." We hurriedly gathered around him, discovering that the leaves of this plant emitted a faint blue glow, clearly something special. Katerina crouched down, closely examining it. "This is likely the plant we need to find. We must collect it carefully and attempt to create a therapeutic potion." We carefully gathered the plant and returned to the extraterrestrial tribe's laboratory. There, we began a long and challenging process of experimentation, attempting to synthesize a cure for the illness. In the laboratory, we tirelessly tried various combinations, facing a challenging journey. I saw Ellen constantly at Kevin's bedside, her eyes filled with hope and anxiety, but she held on to the belief that we would find a solution. Eric also joined the experiments, saying, "We cannot give up. We have found a clue to the treatment, we just need a little more time." Katerina adjusted the experimental parameters continuously, her fingers swiftly moving across the control panel in front of her. When a special mixture began to emit a strange glow, we knew we had made a breakthrough. Katerina carefully sprayed the potion onto Kevin, and we waited together, hoping to witness a miracle. Several hours later, Kevin's breathing became steady, his body temperature began to drop, and he gradually regained consciousness. Ellen's tears flowed again, but this time, they were tears of joy. He's better," Ellen exclaimed with joy. We knew this was just the beginning, and we would need to continue researching the potion to ensure it could consistently treat the infected children. However, it was a significant breakthrough, and we had finally glimpsed the dawn of hope. Chapter 8, Stellar Academy. As our successful treatment of the illness strengthened our bond with the extraterrestrial guardians, we began discussing how to collaborate to establish a school where our children could learn and grow together. On a warm morning, we gathered to plan the school's design. Katerina suggested, "Let's give this school a special name that symbolizes our new life on this planet." A representative from the extraterrestrial guardians, Eric, proposed a beautiful name. "Let's call it Stellar Academy, a name that represents our love for this planet and symbolizes the infinite expansion of knowledge." We all agreed on this name and decided to collaborate to create Stellar Academy. We would combine our technology with the wisdom of the extraterrestrial guardians to create a unique learning environment for the children. During the construction of Stellar Academy, we worked hand in hand with the extraterrestrial guardians. The classroom ceilings were transparent, allowing the students to appreciate the beautiful celestial views while studying. The floors were adorned with eco-functional plants that helped maintain fresh indoor air while creating a connection to nature. The classroom walls were made of transparent materials, allowing sunlight to stream in while seamlessly integrating the external natural landscape. Students sat in specially designed learning chairs that could be adjusted in height and tilt to provide the most comfortable learning experience. The library showcased the extraterrestrial guardians' artwork, emitting a mysterious glow that added to the enchantment of the space. Students could sit in comfortable seats and use advanced virtual reality technology to transport themselves into the worlds of the books. The design of Stellar Academy incorporated sustainable elements, with solar panels and wind energy systems cleverly integrated into the architecture, ensuring a green and sustainable energy source. This was part of our collaboration with the extraterrestrial guardians to protect the planet's ecological balance. The library served as a treasure trove of technology and knowledge. Large screens floated in the air, which students could interact with to access billions of books and resources. The extraterrestrial guardians' architecture skillfully brought natural light into the library, allowing students to feel the warmth of nature while reading and learning. One day, in the library of Stellar Academy, I met Elena. She sighed, "This is such a wonderful place. Our children will receive a quality education here." I smiled and nodded, "Yes, this is what we've created together. Our collaboration has made everything possible." Elena's eyes filled with gratitude as she said, "Thank you for your assistance. We'll witness our children's growth together, and it's a beautiful future." Chapter 9, The New Principal of Stellar Academy. As life at Stellar Academy settled into a routine, our connection with the extraterrestrial guardians grew stronger. However, one day, there was a knock on the school's door, and an elegant and distinguished man entered. He was dressed in the unique attire of Chi-Terra planet, a flowing robe adorned with fringes and embroidered with celestial patterns, reflecting his noble status. His skin bore a faint blue hue, a characteristic of the inhabitants of Chi-Terra planet. His eyes were bright and wise, resembling the stars in the cosmos. The man introduced himself as the new principal of Stellar Academy, and his name was Carlos. His voice was gentle yet authoritative, and his demeanor exuded an aura of trustworthiness. Carlos expressed his desire to collaborate with me in creating a new course that would bring together both Earth and extraterrestrial children for shared learning and growth. We sat together in a cozy classroom, and Carlos began explaining his vision. "I believe that the diverse cultures and knowledge from our respective worlds can enrich each other. I hope you'll take on the role of teaching this course with me and help create a harmonious environment." I readily accepted the challenge, believing it would be an opportunity for our children to fully realize their potential. We began planning the curriculum, considering how to blend different cultures and knowledge. Over the next few months, we worked diligently to design a unique course. The curriculum included Earth's history, science, arts, as well as the unique culture, technology, and ecology of Chi-Terra planet. We aim to inspire students' curiosity and provide them with a deeper understanding of each other's worlds. In the classroom, students engaged in discussions and cooperation. They explored the mysteries of Earth's nature while sharing the enigmatic legends of Chi-Terra planet. This cross-cultural interaction broadened their horizons, making them more open and inclusive. Carlos's leadership and wisdom enriched Stellar Academy, and his arrival brought new hope and opportunities. In this school, we not only educated our children but also learned together, growing into a more united community dedicated to safeguarding this planet, our new home. Chapter 10, One-Year Anniversary Celebration. A year had passed since Earthlings arrived on Chi-Terra planet and established Stellar Academy in collaboration with the extraterrestrial guardians. During this year, our lives had become more vibrant, our friendship with the extraterrestrial guardians had deepened, and our children had thrived in this multicultural environment. To celebrate this significant moment, we organized a one-year anniversary celebration at Stellar Academy. The event took place in the school's courtyard, where various booths showcased the cultures and traditions of both Earth and Chi-Terra planet. Our children, dressed in colorful attire, participated in various activities with smiles on their faces. They sampled the cuisines of Earth and Chi-Terra planet, took part in traditional dance performances representing their respective cultures, and showcased their talents. Carlos and I stood before an intricately decorated booth, displaying cultural artifacts from Earth and Chi-Terra planet. Our booth was divided into two sections, one showcasing Earth's culture with traditional artworks and crafts, and the other showcasing Chi-Terra planet's culture with its unique art and craftsmanship. Carlos spoke about Chi-Terra planet's culture with wisdom in his voice. In our culture, the stars are seen as symbols of wisdom, and we interpret the movement of the stars as the cycle of life. This belief permeates our art and legends. I shared the distinctive features of Earth's culture. Every place on Earth has unique cultures and traditions, and we believe that these diverse elements are the precious resources of our society. Our conversation piqued the interest of many, and they began asking us questions about cross-cultural exchange and understanding. On that starry night, our students stood on the stage, holding various instruments, ready for a unique musical performance. They wore colorful costumes representing both Earth and Chi-Terra planet, and these costumes shimmered under the starlight. They used an instrument called the stellar harp, made from a unique material found on Chi-Terra planet, producing melodious and soothing tones. These notes felt as if they were coming from the stars, evoking a sense of cosmic mystery and wonder. As the music continued, Earth's instruments joined in. Our children played various instruments, including guitars, violins, and drums, bringing Earth's musical style into the mix. These notes were vibrant and passionate, blending seamlessly with the music of Chi-Terra planet, creating an unprecedented harmony. At the climax of the performance, the students played together, their notes intertwining, like a symphony of the cosmos. We noticed some students in the audience starting to dance, influenced by the music, swaying to the rhythm. This impromptu dance added more liveliness to the atmosphere, as if the stars themselves were dancing. Our students not only collaborated in music but also coordinated on the stage. Their performance was filled with emotions, and each note demonstrated their understanding and respect for cultural diversity. In the audience, parents from both Earth and Chi-Terra planet sat together, engaging in conversations. They shared their children's growth and learning experiences at Stellar Academy, fostering cross-cultural interaction among themselves. Carlos looked at me with a warm smile. These children are truly incredible. This performance showcases the beauty of cultural diversity. I responded, yes, and our children's growth in this multicultural environment is a testament to that. As the music reached its climax, Stellar Academy's one-year anniversary celebration reached its peak. This night would forever remain in our memories as a moment filled with love, friendship, and cultural exchange. We looked forward to the future, believing that this multicultural community would continue to thrive, becoming a place of hope and understanding. Together, we would protect this planet, our new home. Chapter 11, Night Under the Stars. After the excitement of the one-year anniversary celebration, Stellar Academy returned to its peaceful routine. Our children returned to their classrooms, continuing their cross-cultural learning journey, while Carlos and I worked diligently on curriculum design and school operations. One clear night, I and Carlos found ourselves on the rooftop of Stellar Academy, gazing at the starry sky. The atmosphere of Chi-Terra planet's nights was always special, with stars twinkling as if composing a cosmic poem. "The stars here are always so beautiful," I remarked to Carlos. "Every time I see them, I think of our life on this planet, this multicultural home." Carlos nodded. "Yes, we've been living here for some time now, but every day brings new knowledge and experiences. It's made our lives richer and more colorful." Suddenly, a streak of light shot across the night sky, and we looked up in astonishment to see a shooting star burning its way across the night sky of Chi-Terra planet. Such occurrences weren't uncommon on this planet, but they never failed to awe. Our conversation was interrupted as we heard hushed voices from the shadows. We turned to find a group of children quietly approaching us. They were dressed in traditional attire from Chi-Terra planet and seemed to have a special plan. A girl stepped forward, excitement lighting up her face. "Alice, Carlos, we have a surprise for you." We looked at her curiously. "Really? You want to give us a surprise?" A boy chimed in. "Yes, this is our little gift to thank you for a year of teaching and care." Carlos and I exchanged a smile. "That's wonderful. We can't wait to see your surprise." The children led us to a beautifully decorated area in the backyard of Stellar Academy. Under the faint starlight, we saw a small stage adorned with unique plants and flowers native to Chi-Terra planet. These plants emitted a gentle fragrance, as if from a cosmic garden. The children began a spectacular performance of music and dance, filled with passion and vitality. The beauty of the plants and the harmony of the music blended together, creating an enchanting atmosphere. Carlos and I sat in the audience, watching the children's performance, deeply moved by their enthusiasm and talent. This surprise performance was not only a token of gratitude but also a work of art representing cultural exchange and cooperation. After the performance, we stood up and approached the children. "This is a beautiful surprise. Thank you, you're truly amazing." The children beamed with smiles. "We hope you enjoy this little gift. It's a performance we created ourselves, hoping to bring you joy." Our hearts were filled with gratitude. This special night made us understand even more that Stellar Academy was not just a place of learning but a family filled with love and friendship. We looked forward to the future, believing that this multicultural community would continue to flourish, becoming a place of hope and understanding. Together, we would protect this planet, our new home. Chapter 12, Interstellar Connection. After that starlit night, it seemed that there was an extra layer of special connection between Carlos and me. We were no longer just colleagues and friends, we had developed a deeper bond. One evening, I and Carlos sat in the library of Stellar Academy, reading a book about the history of Chi-Terra planet. Despite having lived on this planet for a year, we were still curious about its history. Carlos suddenly paused and looked at me, his eyes shimmering with a hint of tenderness. "Alice, we've spent so much time together, and I feel fortunate to have built Stellar Academy with you." I turned to him, smiling in response. "Yes, Carlos, this past year has made us understand each other better, and our connection has become something more." His hand gently touched mine, and our fingers intertwined. "Alice, I want to tell you that I have a special feeling for you, something beyond just being partners, something more." My heart skipped a beat, and I turned to him. "Carlos, I have the same feeling. Our connection is so profound, and this academy we've co-created is a labor of love for both of us." Carlos wore a warm smile on his face as he softly touched my hand. "So, Alice, would you be willing to be not just my partner in work but in life as well, to face the challenges of this planet together, both in terms of the academy's development and our personal relationship?" I looked deeply into his eyes. "Yes, Carlos, I would. We will face the future hand in hand, whether it's the growth of the academy or our personal journey." Our heads leaned in closer, as if our connection were like the stars themselves, and our feelings had become more solidified. In that moment, our love began to bloom, just like a flower under the starry sky, beautiful and warm. However, our love wasn't the only emotion in this story. At Stellar Academy, our children had also forged deep friendships and connections. Their interactions and conversations became an integral part of this multicultural community, fostering greater understanding and respect for different cultures. Our colleagues, too, found their own emotions and connections in this process, making Stellar Academy a place filled with love and understanding. Under the starry night, our story continued, filled with elements of hope, friendship, and love. Together, we would face the challenges of the future and protect this planet, our new home.